Did you get the update? It says we are live. Hi, everybody.
Hey there.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hello and
These
welcome.
beautiful
Hello.
faces. Bro, do you want to kick us off?
Yes, I'm excited to be here. Welcome all our live attendees. I know we have a number of people joining us from various platforms, so this is really exciting. This is our second in the series of Zembrowski Brothers honoring hospitality managers, visionaries, mentors, and entrepreneurs. That's a whole mouthful there. We're excited. We have a lot to share with you, and I know we're our first minute here. So as people are joining, this is going to be streamed live on LinkedIn and some other platforms as well. And after, if you missed the live stream, you can watch this on a recording. So feel free to come back and watch it again and again. We have a lot of great stories, a lot of great inspiration to share. I'm Matt Zembrowski, Agile coach and founder of Agile Game Changers. I'm going to turn it over to my brother, who's the who will introduce himself, and we'll go from there. But we got a lot to cover, a lot of stories to share, and a lot that we're excited to share with all of you. This is very raw, unfiltered, real stories, real talk, and we're gonna have some fun. So stay tuned, and let's go have some fun.
Thank you, bro. I'm Adam Zembrowski, founder of Hospiamo. My brother and I have known each other for a couple years, and we both have a kind of a full-time life out there and professional, and we also have started some side businesses and things like that. We have an entrepreneurial kind of a mindset. My career in life has been in hospitality. Started as a front desk manager. My dream was to become a general manager of a hotel, and I achieved that. And it is being a front desk agent and then being a general manager of a hotel is I won't find any job better than that. And I started Hospiamo about 5 years ago as a way to really stay connected to the people at the property level, because I missed it, and it was a little while for me to stay connected. So what we're doing here live, right? At Hospiamo, I'll say very quickly, hospiamo.com, you can learn about all the stuff that we're doing. Okay, so we have a membership group that we're /join. If you want to find out our why, you can say hospiamo.com/why, and you'll see a bald guy with glasses like this, telling you all about his opinions about the hotel and hospitality industry of the United States. He looks a lot like me. So the purpose of these live events, I will say very quickly, is to be, like my brother said, be real and to do it. I was very nervous when he was really pushing me for months to do something to get this out there and our opinions and tell these stories about the beautiful people of hospitality and entrepreneurs, and it was hard to do that for me, but I'm glad that, thank you, bro, for helping me, push this forward, because we're doing it, and there will be mistakes, there will be errors. I don't think there'll be any swear words. We're going to do our very best to be very friendly. This is so I can confirm, bro. You said platform, so this is live it's a LinkedIn live event. I'm going to talk about LinkedIn, and that's how I met Evelyn, our superstar of the day. And this is also being streamed live on YouTube, on our channel on YouTube. It's being streamed live on Twitter and also on Facebook. Don't get nervous. A lot of people are seeing you live right now. All right. So I'm going to mention Derek Farley also. Derek Farley is Hospiamo's Derek Farley Public Relations. He's a partner of Hospiamo and is a huge supporter. He was on last week's live episode. If you want to take a look at that, please do. And so my brother and I, kind of in the background here, we keep an eye out for others that might be joining. People that are currently, that you see their faces, they might leave and come back, and that's okay. We are here today I'm going to tell the story about how I met a very inspirational person to me, Evelyn Barnes-Willingham, who's right there in the center. I hope that you're in the center square for everyone else, but that's what I see, Evelyn. And I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to stop talking for a minute, and I think I learned how to share my screen on this wonderful StreamYard platform. So I hope it works, and I also hope that you can hear it. It's about 45 seconds. So I'm going to do that right now. And we'll be right back. All right.
That's fantastic.
Were you actually able to hear and see that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks. All right. I'm so glad that that we just shared that with the world, Evelyn, because that's how we met. Okay, so what 2019-ish? I think it was your birthday, you said, and we're talking to the young lady with red pants on that video right now, Evelyn. I, as a very proud and hotel manager, right? I saw that, and my immediate reaction was, I'm so glad that somebody is sharing stuff like this on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is all professions, right? And the way that I was taught, and the way that thousands of others were taught in the hospitality and being a manager in hospitality, is about doing things like that consistently for what might seem like no reason at all, right? Because you get through your day, you get through your week, and when you do your Friday night dance party like that, it's what people look forward to. And it still gives me chills that I'm getting right now, because that's where the beauty is. And I was so glad. And so I reached out to Evelyn. I started sharing her stuff. I started liking and commenting and say, oh my God. And we've been, LinkedIn friends for several years. And when my brother and I started to talk about amazing people that we can honor, that have this hospitality and beautiful mindset of being unstoppable in their effort to move forward every day and to be of service to your people and to take care of those around you. I had one conversation with Evelyn for about 30 minutes, and Evelyn, my feeling after getting done speaking with you was, I'm not doing nearly enough in my life after listening to just 30 minutes of the things that you've already done and are doing. I am completely impressed by you. And then after me feeling like there's a lot more that I need to do, then you started to tell me about all these people. I'm going to invite this person. Wait till you hear what they have to say. Let me tell you about this nonprofit that we started in Mississippi. Let me tell you about Charles, and he did this, and CNI Solutions. We spoke for a couple hours, and then we spoke again for a couple hours. And I was like, oh my God, this originally, between my brother and I, we made a promise last week, didn't we, bro? We said, we're going to keep every single one to 30 minutes, and we're going to be quick. We're going to do it. And I was like, cannot do that. That's not happening with this. And so, without further ado, I wanted to say hello to Evelyn Barnes-Willingham. You are in Decatur, Alabama. You are a hotel manager. So proud to have you on. I told my story about how I got to know you. I wanted to allow you to say a few things about what you have going on and Boss Women on a Mission. Wait till you all hear about that. And also, we're going to be talking to her friends and her network and her mentees and partners, and they're going to talk about how they're connected with you. And so there are, before I start there, I'm going to say that as you might be talking and some of these other folks are going to be talking, I'm going to be sharing the screen a little bit with like their websites, ways that people can click and support or hire you or your team as speakers, speaking engagements, and things like that. So I don't want that to distract, but this is all about you and your family of people. So, hi, Evelyn. I think that. Oh, there you go. Good. I can see you, and we're about to hear you. How are you doing?
I'm teared up.
No.
Well, it makes me tear up. Jeez.
Well, thank you so much, Adam. I'm sitting here with my team. It's the first of the month, but we're excited to be on. Evelyn Barnes-Willingham and Adam been hanging out since 2019 before COVID, and then COVID hit and we stopped dancing. It was every Friday. Right here is Ariel Webster. She's been with me since 2019. There's Simeon Moore. He's been with me since 2020. And they used to dance too. I got Tanika Priest here. She's been with me since 2021. So we're going to get back started dancing soon. So y'all get your dancing pants out, the red pants. But so I am here in Decatur, Alabama at the Home 2 Suites. I have a 2-year-old daughter, Ashlyn Willingham.
No.
I've been a general manager for over 10 years now. Started off in the Marriott hotels. So, the Fairfield, sell more rooms, make more money, have more fun. Started out in the Marriott world. The founder of the Boss Women on a Mission Southern Division. It is Southern Division, but we do not plan on it being Southern. So we have board members in Texas, board members in Georgia, board members in Mississippi, Alabama, and Washington, D.C. So Southern Division is just for naming, but it will be, we plan on it being global. We have over 20 board members, and I'll let Tanya speak on what we do monthly. We got 3 of our members on the line here. Our mission statement is the empowered women empower women, and that the empowered woman is powerful beyond measure and beautiful beyond description. So I feel like my mission and my calling here is to empower people, to make people better. And if you ask me what success means to me, it doesn't mean me being successful. That's not successful. To me, a true successful person is someone who's reached back and helped someone else be successful, and without fear of them getting ahead, because I'm a true believer. If I had a part to play in that, then that's part of my success story too. So that's what I feel about success. Even though we're an empowerment group for women, we still want to empower every woman, right? So if the woman is empowered, she can go home and empower her household. So it is for women, but it's to make women better, and we can make the world better. While we started this group is this is getting a little personal, but I don't mind sharing it. I had a baby at 37, and I never thought depression was real until it hit me. It was postpartum depression. And so when I started speaking around to my family and friends, I was like, yeah, depression is real. And I wanted to do something to help women beat that, be better, come in corporate America and do what they need to do to keep going. And that's what we do. And again, I'm going to let Tanya speak on that. But we give back in the community every quarter. It's mandatory that all board members are there. Each time they get to miss one, but we want to make sure that we are serious in what we're doing. We started in December, and we've already done community service 3 times. We started in December, we've done community service in December. March, we partnered with Mr. Charles Fry and his nonprofit organization right here, where he fed 200 people. So he'll speak on that as well. We donated toys and Christmas gifts for Christmas. We started in December. We started donating in December. So it's amazing. It's in the feeling of giving. My mom always tells me it's better to give than it is to receive.
Amen.
So my husband and I, we are owner and operators of 18-wheelers. So we help feed people. So we carry refrigerated chicken and refrigerated this, and we carry drinks and things like that. So we do that. We also dispatch. I've taught 162 people how to dispatch, which 127 I taught for free. So part of joining our mission is everybody has a skill, and we want you to give that skill back once a year for free. So we all do that as well. But that's the Boss Woman mission. I'll let Tanya speak more on that because she is our director of community engagement.
I'm going to take a quick second to name the people on the call here, okay? And mention about the people say that we like being around like-minded people, right? So the number 21 over here that I have behind me was Roberto Clemente's number, and that number means a lot to me personally. And he's up there on my spirit role model wall that has a lot of other folks. But Roberto Clemente is on the front page of the Hospiama website. Yeah, I'm a big baseball fan, but it's not about him playing baseball. It's what he did with his life and the impact of others. And he has a quote, and he said, if you're not making the lives better for the people that follow you, then you're wasting your time on this earth. He was from Puerto Rico, Hall of Famer, for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And he spent, it seems like every minute that he wasn't playing baseball, flying back and forth to Puerto Rico. And he had a dream of having a baseball city in Puerto Rico. And he passed away in an airplane flying from Puerto Rico to Nicaragua, bringing tons of food to those people in Nicaragua, and his plane crashed and he passed away. And this past New Year's Eve was the 50th year of his passing. And so this live broadcast and what we're doing here is by honoring people. And so I wanted to mention that because the common theme and the like-minded people of what we talk about, it's what you just said, Evelyn. Okay. It's everything that you just said about making, that's what success is to you. And I think it's beautiful. So we are going to talk with some of your and others' success stories. And you were saying that you get emotional. This is very personal and very emotional. So, keep your tissues nearby, y'all, and everyone listening, because this business that we're in of service, and starting up nonprofits, it's very personal. It's very personal. And I think it's beautiful. So we are going to be talking with Tanya Moore, Bridget Ritchie, and Ariel Webster. They are members, I hope I'm getting this right, and correct me if I'm wrong, Evelyn, members of Boss Women on a Mission. And I'll go through some titles and we'll talk through that. We have Charles Fry with CNI Solutions. And then Manuel Wilson, he's a general manager of La Quinta Inn and Suites in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And Simeon Moore, who Simeon said hi earlier. He's your I think, assistant general manager at the hotel that you're at. And then Tanika Priest is your housekeeping director or housekeeping manager. And so it's great. We have a lot to get to, right? So this is going to last until about 4 o'clock. And over the next about 30 minutes, we're going to talk to each one of you, ask you some questions. And then for about 10 minutes after that, we're going to answer some questions from the live live studio audience. I don't even know what they're called, but thank you for everyone that's viewing this. I can see so many comments here that are popping up. And bro, real quick, I'm going to read a couple. You've been popping up some, but I see Yolanda. Hi, Yolanda. She said, this is awesome. Yolanda is going to be on next week's show. There's Yolanda. Yolanda is doing beautiful things in Watauga County. She's with the school system. She is a Spanish interpreter, and she's doing beautiful things between North and South America that are going to blow everyone's mind. And so, Yolanda, thanks for being here. We've got Ashley Turner that just sent a bunch of hearts and said outstanding. And I think I'm getting this right, Evelyn. You told me that Ashley wrote a book. Is that right? Okay, so
Yes, she's my sister.
she's your sister. Okay, and she wrote a book.
Mhm.
And very, I wrote down the name of it, but it's not here in front of me. But I know it's on Amazon. Do you want to just mention the book that she wrote?
It's Moving with Grace, and it's a journal. And she's also a land specialist and a vision center manager at Walmart. So
Love it.
You went on mute, bro. You went on mute. You're on mute, bro.
Me?
No, Adam.
Oh.
Adam, you're muted.
Fake it till you can make it.
I don't know what happened, bro. Babe. You figuring it out? I disconnected his microphone or something. This is a new series, so we're live. Things happen, and we had a microphone issue last week, so we improved it with some new technology, and we're just getting over that right now. So might have to reset the mic. I think he's gonna rejoin. Evelyn, why don't we talk a little bit more about your, as my brother comes back on, you know, was there a key mentor in your life that inspired you and brought you through?
yes, yes. So of course, you know, family, you know, my mom, my father, my family, you know, my sisters.
Amen.
But in the hospitality industry, it was my first president, John Tampa, with Extent Hospitality. He gave me my first chance, my first shot. He owned the Courtyard in Tupelo, Mississippi, and the Fairfield Inn. Those are my first two hotels in 2012, 2013. So, you know, with him, he taught me a lot. He taught me the ropes. I watched his every move and I studied him. When he come on do property visits, I got it, so I got him down to a science to so, and he should be watching, he's probably laughing, to where the last time he came to my hotel, it was a 25-year-old property. He said, I can't find nothing wrong. I said, I know. I watched
Good
him.
girl. I love it.
He taught me how to hold people accountable in the corporate world. You know, as a big sister, the oldest, I understood that, but not how he taught me for corporate America. So he taught me accountability. He taught me how to treat people fair and base people off of work ethic. And that's how you base people off of work ethic, nothing else. So he is definitely a key mentor in my life. To this day, we're still really close. And that is my mentor. And he asked me, you know, a lot of times people ask you what you want just to ask you. He asked me one day, what's your goal? What's your goal in 2 years? I said, well, I want to be a corporate trainer. He said, well, I don't have that role. He created that role for me. So in that role, I went out to different Marriott hotels and helped them pass QAs and trained GMs and trained AGMs. And he done that for me, and that meant a lot. So he promoted me. They promoted me in 2013 In 2014, I was GM of the year at 34 hotels. So I didn't know. That's God, right? That's God. That's God.
Amen. Amen to that.
But that was it. And what happened is we actually, our hotel, the management team, we ran a hotel in the dark for 3 days with no power. The tornado hit. We didn't have any guests impacted. Everybody was downstairs, evacuated correctly, under mattress pads. We ran it in the dark. We didn't lose food. I took all the food out of the coolers to my mom's deep freezer. We washed the linens at the laundromat. We took cards on pen and paper. We had waivers signed. Hey, it's not any electricity. So we did all of that, and we made over $13,000 to $14,000 in the dark. So
Amen.
So we didn't want to put our guests out. There was 22-hour nights working. It's only 24 hours in a day. So that's what we done. That my very first year, just the management team. We and that's what I like about hospitality. It's not a such thing as no in hospitality. If they're not asking you for cash out the drawer, everything else is yes. And it's easy. As long as you are, you can't do that. But as long as you are, if they want milk and breakfast is closed, you'll go and get the milk. That's what I really love about hospitality. There's nothing that you can't do, or you can't say that you can do. And I love hospitality for that.
Thank you, Evelyn. That's great. Adam, you just came back. She was just describing her mentor and the inspiration behind that.
Well, we will. We had been talking about it, but anyone that's mentioned, we're going to take notes, and this link and this live feed is going to be on a continuous loop, and we'll have our own links to share with these people, and we'll be able to send this link to these mentors and to these people that may not be able to be here today, and just say thank you. I mentioned you on this call because we're recognizing people that have helped us and lifted us up. So
thank you.
I sent it to like about 30 people, as a way to say thank you, because from last week, and I'm going to send them about 100 more. And so we'll share the love.
That's great. So in the interest of
thank
time,
you for, figuring out that thing. I still don't know really what happened. It just came back. I was trying to figure out what happened on my microphone, but that's okay. So I think we were going to go over to Tanya and Bridget with Boss Women on a Mission, right? And so, hi, Tanya and Bridget. So I was honored to meet you on a Zoom earlier this week, and it's nice to see your beautiful faces. And I've heard
nice to see you again.
Thank you. And I've heard your kind of the headlines of your story. But let me just ask you, how did you meet Evelyn, and how are you connected with Evelyn? And because I think that's the theme today. Everyone is connected with Evelyn somehow. So,
well, Evelyn, first of all, she's family. And I've been knowing Evelyn ever since she was a little baby, pretty much, little girl. Her mom married my uncle, and I've been knowing her. And the thing about this kid here is she's amazing. Here it is. She told me, cuz you got to talk about what you do, talk about what your ministry is. She's always been a selfless person. Even growing up, I think she was made for this. She was birthed for this. She was birthed for this. She's been doing hospitality all her life. She has always been a better friend to other people than they've ever been to her. So I've been knowing this strong-willed kid. She always had a mindset of, I can do it. I can do whatever. I've never seen her, even in her past things that happened to her, she's never been a type of a weak person, but she's always been a power of strength. And that's just her. Even today, she wants me to talk about my mission, my ministry. She wants to honor me, but no, we're honoring her. This girl right here, she's amazing. She's amazing. I'm from Tupelo, Mississippi, and I've known her ever since she was a kid. And now she started an organization called Boss Women on a Mission, Southern Division, where we empower women. So, just knowing her and knowing me, we're the type that I believe my gift is to inspire. I wake up every day to inspire somebody to want better, to do better, and to be better. And for her to ask me to be a part of Boss Women on a Mission, that was an honor to me. And so we just empower women from all walks of life. We got women that's in our organization that are married, single, divorced, uh, had all kind of things that happened to them in their past. Where what we do is we empower these women. We empower these women to reach their greatest heights. And not only that, we empower women to become leaders. And every month we have our monthly empowerment meetings where we deal with different issues. We have different speakers. The month of December, our founder, which is Evelyn, she spoke on surrounding yourself and preparing your circle for success. So we deal with preparing women to become their successful self. And then in January, we did a self-inventory. We talked about doing a self-inventory of your life, where yours truly, myself, I facilitated that. And then the month of February, we did Phenomenal and Empowered Women by Lavenzia King, the Director of Marketing, Tennessee. And then in the month of March, Bridget Ritchie, right here with me, she spoke on self-love, self-care. And then in the month of April, Keisha Williams, which she's a licensed counselor. She works for Life Core, and she talked about healthy boundaries. So we're doing something all the time, empowering women. And not only that, we do community services. We do community events. Our first community event was here at my ministry called Showers of Love. And what we do here at Showers of Love, we feed and we offer showers and laundry to our homeless community. And many people have their outlook on homeless people. They think that they're lazy, they don't want to work, but that's farther from the truth. These people are really they're mentally unstable. So what we do is we have our counselor here, and if they need meds, if they need, hospitalization, we try to get them that. If they need housing, we try to house them. And so for Evelyn to want to partner with us, that's an honor. That's an honor. And then with the Boss Women on a Mission, we also do community events. Like I say, our first one was here at Showers of Love, where we offer showers and laundry for our homeless community. And then in the month of May, it was in Alabama with CNI Solutions with Brother Charles Fry. And they fed over 200 people. And Mr. Fry has partnered with the Boss Women on a Mission. And so our upcoming event is we're doing a blood drive where we're partnering with Vitalent, because the blood bank here in Mississippi, in Tupelo area, has been depleted. And if a natural catastrophe or whatever happened, it won't be any blood that can help save somebody's life. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a blood drive this month. And so it's just a lot of different things that we are out doing in the community. And not only that, I'm a sales rep for Pepsi, and Pepsi has been amazing with helping us with our vision, helping us with our mission, helping us with our goals. And I just want to thank Evelyn for allowing me to be a part of this. She's a great, outstanding person.
Amen.
Wow, that is a lot. And I was taking us through this photos that Evelyn and y'all have shared. And so I think this is from your Pepsi event, Tanya,
Yeah,
right? Was this?
yeah. My coworkers, they partnered with our ministry, Showers of Love, and they came and they built shelves. They helped us do whatever was needed to be done here.
Wow.
They donated water, whatever we needed, they donated it. They bought plates, they bought all kind of cups, utensils, everything, because we feed the homeless every Sunday at 5 o'clock. We feed them a full course meal. And so they helped us out. Yes.
So I'm gonna mention a couple things. So I've got here on Showers of Love. There looks like a phone number. I hope that's okay, Tanya,
Yes,
to
yes,
put the
that's
phone
fine.
number on there,
That's
right?
fine. Yes,
And then with Boss Women on a Mission. So I'm going to give a couple websites here. So
yes,
if you're listening to this ever, even on the loop, and you are feeling this inspiration that we're all definitely feeling right now to want to do something or get involved, this is how you do it. So contact Boss Women on a Mission. Here's the Gmail address, Boss Women on a Mission, SD, as in Southern District, I
yes.
think, right? At
Southern Division.
gmail.com. And then online,
Okay.
it's also in the description box. And if it's not in the description box, I'm going to add it, after this. And then with Showers of Love here, phone number. Is there a website or an email with Showers of Love that you wanted to share, Tanya? You're on mute.
Okay. We have a Facebook page where you could go to, and it's The Showers of Love.
The like
Showers of Love.
THE, yeah. And we come out of my husband's ministry, which is called Life Culture Empowerment Center. And a part of our outreach ministry is Showers of Love.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, this is all a little bit overwhelming, because you're all working full-time jobs, right? And
Yes.
and you have lives and children and family, and this is it's hard to put into words how if somebody told me these stories just verbally at Starbucks or something, I was like, yeah, that people say they do stuff like this, but they really don't. Like, so man, this is just it is a bit overwhelming, and thank you and for expressing all of that. And the common theme here on all of our events here are, I was talking with Evelyn just earlier today, and I said nothing against networking groups, because I think networking groups are wonderful. They're a great way for people to start a business and to get their word out there and to connect. But this is not a networking group of what we're doing here at Hospiamo, and it's not a networking group of what you all are doing. You have created companies, nonprofit, for-profit, yourselves, your own resources, your own network, your own money and time, and your own family, creating things that attract people to creating a massive impact. And so you're doing the things that a lot of people, including myself over my life, have said, oh, I really want to go do that. You all are doing it, and I think it's fabulous and amazing. Showers of Love, Boss Women on a Mission are two examples of that. I wanted to ask, and maybe you can just take 1 minute. You said 3 things that I wrote down, Tanya.
Yes.
Self-love, self-care, and self-inventory. I think
Yes.
not only are those important, but I wanted to ask you about self-inventory. You said that you had I'm very curious about what that means to you, and if that was a class, what does that mean? And maybe just give us some education, because that sounds
Okay.
like very deep.
Okay. I facilitated that one of self-inventory, meaning it's called matters of the heart. And what you do, you look within yourself. You have to know yourself first before you try to know anybody else. So if it's things that's in your life, or it's things that's inside of you that is not good, or it's not productive, you do a self-inventory of your life, of what's inside of you. And those things that you don't agree with, that you don't like, you got to get rid of that stuff. It's just like when, me as a Pepsi worker. I have to do inventory when I go into a store. I have to go into the back room and I have to key in what we have on hand and what we need. So that's the thing with self-inventory. The way you are now, and if you don't need that, get rid of it. Get rid of it to become a successful person. So that's what self-inventory is.
Adam,
Yes,
can I interrupt?
absolutely.
Okay, I've only taken like 4 pages of notes because I'm loving every bit of this.
Go ahead,
But
Derek.
the one thing that I've heard is that the matters of the heart are the heart of the matter. That is absolutely the truth. As a sales manager, I used to teach people that if you can't make the sale from the 8th floor to the lobby, then you're toast. And if I have a minute with someone passing by, if I don't get their buy-in immediately or they don't touch me immediately, then I'm toast. But the one thing I've gotten out of this call is inspiration. I really believe that these people believe what they do and do what they believe. And, I'm a preacher's kid. I'm actually a preacher. And I love the Roberto Clemente story. Got a frame card on my wall. So in terms of representing this group, I'm inspired because that's what I want to do. I'm not in my twilight, but I can see the fourth quarter coming. I know I look 18, but I'm 57. And, I got to make that work somehow. But I was asked earlier this morning from someone who was doing an interview with me, like, what's if you could get your career down to one word, what would it be? And it just popped in my head. And you have to know, I wasn't planning on. I was planning to view this call, but I certainly wasn't planning to speak. My word was ceiling, like the roof. And the guy's like, I don't understand that at all. And I said, the biggest success I've ever had is not knowing where the ceiling is, not knowing how much I can inspire someone, not knowing where the limit is to lift someone up, to make someone feel good about themselves. I don't know where the ceiling is, and I never want to see it. Just leave it out of my vernacular. I don't want to know. And that's what caused my business success. And I've always said that, and I've heard it over and over again on this call, and it's going to tear me up. It's like everybody's important. I've always said the most important job in the restaurant's the dishwasher. Nothing happens if the dishwasher isn't there. We used to, growing up in the parsonage, we had a couple of elderly gentlemen that lived, and they said they weren't all there. People in the community said they weren't all there. Yeah, they were. I saw them every day. They were there, and they called them Frick and Frack and Pete and Repeat. No, their names were Leonard and Frank, and they are important. And that's what I try to drive home. I don't care where you are on the totem pole. There ain't a totem pole. Turn it on its side and see where that lands. That's my take.
Derek. Thank you, Derek. And you're part of this family, right? And it's because of those things that you just shared and how you've lived your life. And we're like magnets. Everyone on this call here, and just with the way that Tanya, kicked it off by talking about the type of person that Evelyn is. It's like magnets, right? And so we are speaking for not just ourselves and not just for you all, but there's thousands, tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, just in the hotel industry. I mean, there's 60,000 hotels out there, and so right now there's about 150 to 200,000 hotel managers out there that are doing amazing things. And they are also striving to be the type of person that we're talking about here and including the people that don't see ceilings, right? So I'm going to say, I won't go into too many specifics, but Evelyn just shared a personal story with me just before we were on the call here, and was talking about a person that she cares about that applied for a job, sports management, right? You had said, and was aiming at what probably we might call a ceiling. She thought that there was a ceiling of the jobs that she could apply for, and but that ceiling went away when she called Evelyn. And I'm speaking for you, Evelyn. I hope you don't mind, but Evelyn raised that ceiling, and she is now, you had said, working for the Panthers, the Carolina Panthers.
Beautiful.
And it goes deeper than that, but it's people that sometimes, and I have had that, I've had what I thought was a ceiling on me, until somebody like maybe my brother, my father, my mother, or somebody, a best friend, said, you should aim higher. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to do that. And I was like, I had never done that before. We are here because my brother said, we need to do this live event. I was like, So let's move on from there. And I'm going to say hello to Bridget. You're there in Tupelo also, Bridget. How did you come to be connected with Evelyn and Tanya and Showers of Love and Boss Women on a Mission?
Hello, everyone. I came to know Evelyn through a friend of mine that's her cousin. I used to hear her talk about her all the time, but never just met her. And so one day I was on my way to a doctor visit, and a car just pulled up and stopped and said, "Hey, hey." And I turned around and looked, and it was her. And she was like, "How you been doing?" I was like, "I've been doing good." And she was like, "You on your way into the doctor?" And I said, "Yes." And she was like, "Well, hey, I stay down the road, you know." And then she gave me her other address where she be at sometimes. And she's like, "Come visit me." And I was like, "Okay." And I just thought that was odd. Just she knew of me but didn't know me, but took the time out to just stop and speak, to say hi, how you doing? And when you get time, come visit. And so I didn't think nothing else of it. And so one day I was sitting at home, and that came back to me, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go see her." She probably not expecting me. I said, "But just to show her, I'm gonna go see her." And it's like I went to go visit her, and she was just, a whole vibe, just at home, joyful, happy, just living life, asking, "Hey, we're about to go eat. Would you like to go with us?" And me being me, I turned her down. But after that we've been friends ever since. And that was like 16, 17 years ago.
Wow. Evelyn, you're dabbing your eyes there. I think you're feeling it, and you deserve it. Let it wash over you. Okay, you deserve this. You all do. And so I am personally honored that you all are spending the time with us, and sharing these beautiful stories. So not just stories, but companies that you've created that we are wanting the world to know about. Okay, so Ariel, I also hi Ariel. There, hey, just got to know you a couple days ago. And there's Simeon. Hey, Simeon.
Hello.
You both, I believe, work with Evelyn at the hotel. Ariel, I got you listed here as Boss Women on a Mission Assistant Director. And I have noted here, because of our conversation, that you are the only approved company to produce the shirts that Boss Women on a Mission wear. Boss Women on a Mission, I have found to be very serious about their stuff, and they're not going to just approve anybody. And board of directors, community, and so I thought that was really cool. So you had told you also have a something more than a hobby that you turned into a little business for yourself. So how are you? How do you know Evelyn? And tell us a little bit about how you got into whatever else that you're into that I'll let you share.
Awesome. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, I am Ariel. I have been in the hospitality industry for about 15 years. I actually met Evelyn in 2019 at the Homewood Suites here in Alabama. Um, I started as the front desk person. And when I first met Evelyn, I was a little kind of afraid. I don't know where my career is going to go. I had a ceiling. Let's just put it that way. And after meeting Evelyn and being around her positive attitude and her encouragement, I realized that there is no cap, there is no ceiling. And I went from a desk person, a night audit person, to her sales manager. She doesn't know it, but she actually encouraged me to take myself seriously and start Shaynola Creations.
So, Shaynola Creations, you are an artist and a creator and a
I
designer.
am.
Can you tell
I
us a little
am.
bit about that? And I'll give you a plug. I think it's Share Nola, CHER,
Yes.
Nola as in New Orleans, NOLA,
Yes.
creations.com.
Yes.
Hey, I did it. All right.
You did it.
So tell us about that.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. My motto and my purpose is to simply put smiles on people's faces. One of the things that I've learned
Look at all those
being in
smiles.
hospitality is that a smile can make someone's day. I've had situations where my guest is coming from the hospital and got some bad news about their loved one, and to see me smile, I've had them come back and go, you know what, I was having a bad day, and your smile made my day, made my situation better. So I took that and I incorporate that into my everyday living. So I know when I make something, whether it is a t-shirt or local t-shirts that we're wearing today, or if I'm just baking a cake, I know that what I give out will bring someone joy, and that in turn brings me joy and brings me happiness. I have been doing crafting for about 6 or 7 years, and the last couple of years I've decided to make a small career of it.
Good for you.
Good for
So
you.
you're taking a particular talent and curiosity and interest of yourself that you have personally, and you created a company around it. Good for you. So you said on Instagram, share Nola Creations. Check her out.
Yeah.
You can do personalized type stuff that you had said, right? So if I said, hey, I got a little company, I want like a new logo or something like that, and I want you to help me put it on a shirt, you can do it. You can make necklaces or whatever it might be. So congratulations, and it's so beautiful what you've done and created. And congratulations on all your growth, and great job, Evelyn, giving confidence and courage and reminding the people that are around you that you are unstoppable, that there's no ceiling, and there's nothing that's impossible if you keep these good, strong people around you. So there's Simeon also had the honor to meet you over the phone. Another person that I started taking notes on, like, all right, what is Simeon all about? And I was like, all right, assistant general manager. Okay, he's getting his master's degree. Okay, he started his own company called S&S Solutions. All right, and then it just kept on going. So, man, honor to you that you are following on your path. How did you meet Evelyn? And what are you up to? And I will be your full-on plug agent to remind people of how to get in contact with you and websites and things like that. So talk to us. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here with everyone. You asked the question how I met Miss Evelyn. I don't think she knows this, but I met Miss Evelyn. I was a senior pastor of a church, and I was taking full responsibility of the bills of the church to where I actually did not have a place to live. And so I was actually living in between the church, and then I had a family member who had an abandoned house that they owned in a very rough part of the city, right near our hotel I was living in. I had wound up getting the lights cut on because we were starting to do construction, but I was without a job and assuming full responsibility of the church bills and all of that good stuff. So I was really desperate to get a job, and I came in, and was going through a lot at that time. And when I sat down with Miss Evelyn, we both bust out laughing. And it just went from there, just the conversation, the bubbliness. And I mean, we couldn't even finish the interview because she was like, okay, we don't even need to finish, you're hired, because it was just like a breath of fresh air. And that was
Amen.
And it just went, our relationship matriculated from there. The reason I'm actually in school now, getting my master's, Miss Evelyn pushed me. The reason I have a business, Miss Evelyn pushed me. I had got a lump sum of money. My taxes had gotten held up for like 3 or 4 years. So I had got back taxes. At one point I had like $15,000. So I called myself and said, hey, I don't know what to do. I don't want to, blow this money. I don't want to do this. She was like, hey, you need to start a business, and then you need to put the money up. She gave me directives, if you want to do trucking or whatever. She, in a little backstory of me, from me, I come from a proud West Indian family in Miami, Florida. My family is very heavily influenced in the drug environment. And so when Miss Evelyn, how you say it?
Intervened.
I had my own glass ceiling, as everybody's been saying. So I wanted to get out of, some of the mindsets that may come in from an inner city environment. And Miss Evelyn, she didn't know it, but completely combated a lot. I would say things, and she was like, no, you can do it this way. And I always kind of presented a better and more excellent way of doing things and going about taking care of situations and dealing with problems, especially in the corporate field.
Good for you, sir. Another amazing effort. So you started, I have here listed S&S Solutions.
Yes, sir. S&S Solutions, which is a property management, asset recovery, and crisis management consulting firm. And we also do business incubation. I did not mention that. We do also do a small business incubation to assist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I said great, but go ahead.
Yes, sir. To assist with small businesses that don't know, that do not have the know-how to get themselves marketed out there, or to contract them and connect them with others that may need their assistance but never know it.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a continuing theme here, right? Because my kids, my son's 15, my daughter's 13. And we do talk about what might look like a mountain in front of you. Once you start climbing it, the mountain actually starts to become a little bit more like a hill.
Right.
And the more that you do that, and the more people that you have around you, sometimes they're going to be lifting you up. Sometimes they're going to be, right there by your side. And so you just told a very quick and nice job, by the way. You're much better at it than I am, and telling a very concise, clear story, because you just told a story that really could be a movie. I think all these could be a movie and a book, because from when you first were in a very, very tough situation for yourself, you were heading against a mountain, right? What seemed, I'm sure, like a mountain, right? And you are here, you are being heard, you are among people that care about you, and you're doing things that a lot of people, including myself, probably thought there's no way I could have accomplished that. And so cheers to you, and recognizing all of this amazing things that you've all been doing. So we have a few more minutes left.
Real quickly,
we're going to
could that young man through you get my email address? I'm gonna put him to work in some shape, form, or fashion. I'm gonna hire him. So let's go with that.
Derek, that's awesome, man. That's what this is all about. I will make sure that happens.
Yep.
Okay. We have Charles Fry, and then we have Manuel. to speak to. Evelyn, Charles, when Evelyn and I first started talking, you were one of the first names that she mentioned. And she was telling me about you. And so in my mind, I didn't know you until now, or not having had a chance to speak to you. She told me about CNI Solutions. That's CNI-solutions, I believe, .com. I'm going to share the screen and show a picture of you. She's mentioned to you, so is Tanya and Bridget and the other folks, about partnering with Boss Women on a Mission and Showers of Love. So I was hearing these stories that Evelyn was sharing with me, and in my mind, I was thinking, oh, he, good for Charles. He runs a nonprofit, right? And then the entrepreneurial, the financial literacy programs that you have. And I was like, man, that is amazing. So in my mind, I'm thinking that you run this nonprofit, you're spending all your time on this nonprofit and all these lists of things that you're doing, which are fascinating. And then towards the end of the conversation, she goes, well, he's a project manager in his full-time job. He's actually like at the top of his field. And I was like, oh my God, another person that I am just overwhelmed by what you're just unstoppable and what you're doing. So maybe Charles, please share how you came in contact with Evelyn. Very honored and proud to have you here. A little bit about what you do maybe and what CNI Solutions is all about.
Right. Sure. That's not a problem. First, I want to say that I think, excuse me, I think what Tanya said about Evelyn, it kind of hits the nail on the head. After I've been speaking with Evelyn for many weeks now, she's not above reproach. And what I like most about her, she reaches out when she needs help. She reaches out when she needs to know something else. And I think that is awesome about her. Me and Evelyn came about where I invited her in to become a guest on our broadcast that we do at CNI Solutions. With our broadcast, we try to highlight those in the community who are doing things different. If it's a business, if you got a business out there that you're doing, we try to highlight that. If you're a nonprofit, we try to highlight that. If you're just an activist in the community that's trying to make change, we'll try to highlight that. And so when I had her on there, I learned more about her and about Boss Women on a Mission. Then I also found out that, her and her husband have a trucking company. I was like, oh man, I didn't know that part. And then I asked her to be a guest speaker for our students for the entrepreneur course, where we allow different CEOs come in and talk to the students to explain where they came from and how they got started so they can understand the pitfalls that they went through so the students don't have to do the same mistake. So, and from that, it was just been general conversation with me and her back and forth, day after day, week after week, to whereas I said, you know what, I want to partner with them when we start doing our community service work, especially during the summertime. I wanted them to be part of that because there's so many young ladies out there who we interact with that they would definitely be an asset to and help them, make their lives better. So that was important to me. And when we did our community service work there in Cersei Homes, and like she said, we grilled, fed over 200 something people. They were there. They got to talking to people. They were boots on the ground. They were out there in the public talking to the community. And so that was important to me. And I wanted to ensure that they were able to connect with the people just as well as I connected with the people. That particular day wasn't about CNI Solutions. It was about Boss Women on a Mission. It was about one-on-one technical college. It was about the ANVA. I wanted the community to know there were resources out there for them, that if they needed help, they can get that help from them. So that was one of the main things that I really, really enjoyed about that organization and that group. Sometimes I sit here and say to myself, man, I would like to be a member of Boss Women on a Mission, like this, but I kind of understand it. But they were really instrumental when we taught some of the financial literacy classes during that day. I loved, interacting with them. I think Ariel was outstanding. She made some good comments, and I know she loves that. But it was a really beautiful day, and I wish I could have met the whole entire team from Boss Women on a Mission, because I think what their missions are doing, what Evelyn is doing, is awesome.
Amen.
you touched on a few things there, and first I wanted to just you said something that just caught me, and let me just kind of articulate it. So you said you said I wish I could be a member of Boss Women on the Mission, right? And so and I kind of giggled a little bit, and because I would too, right? And but what you're doing with yourself and your company is that you're partnering with Boss Women on a Mission, and it's like you're amplifying it, right? By partnering in a very strategic way, and maybe amplifying is not the right, but just multiplying the impact. And so I think it's wonderful. And so if somebody wants to be get involved in something that they might not be able to maybe afford or be invited into to join, then there's countless ways to do it. There's countless ways to just get involved, and just by joining and having a conversation and helping things move forward. So good, congratulations, and good for you, Charles. And you're an inspiration. I got here on the share that CNI Solutions. What does CNI mean? What does CNI Solutions mean?
So actually, CNI actually stands for me and my co-founder. It's Charles and Iris. That's what CNI stands for. Charles and
I
Iris.
like the logo there. I like the
Right.
the CN and the I there.
Right.
That's pretty cool. Well, thank you very much, Charles. So here you go. You're on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, at CNI Solutions, on Facebook also. YouTube looks like. Good for you, man. This is awesome. Is that Irish there?
No, that's Brewster Farmer. He's one of my co-hosts for the broadcast. He's actually, believe it or not, he's in Poland right now, doing some work in Poland. But it's normally him and I, but I have another co-host that co-hosts the shows with me now. And we continue to drive on. We continue to highlight those in the community, and we continue to make a difference.
That's great. Hey, bro, maybe they're going to meet some of our cousins out there. Another Zembruski. We got a few.
Love it.
There's not many Zembruskis in the United States, but I think there's a few in Poland. Well, good for him, and thanks for spending the time with us, Charles. And good for you. Great for you. All right, so we got Manuel. The personal story with me is that I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, Manuel, that it was a dream of mine when I was working as a front desk agent, working for some really good people. I really did not think it was going to be possible that I would ever become a manager, because they were like 30 years old. And I was like, wow, look at what they do. They have families, and like they're going home and at night, and they got families, and I can't do that. Like it's just really far away from me. And I really didn't think that I would be able to attain that. And then I became a manager at a young age, and at a big hotel, Foxwoods. They were my first hotel employer, Foxwoods Resort Casino. I'll give them a little plug because I am just in love with them, and thank you for everything that you did for me. I was there for 5 years. But they gave that young man a chance, many chances. And then when I became a manager, right, I was like, oh my God, I can work at another hotel. I can work at a restaurant. I'm getting like management experience here. I'm helping to work with team members and things like that. I'm learning about human resources and compliance and, financial, the P&Ls and things like that. And so it opened up a world to me. And then my next goal was to become an assistant general manager someday, right? And so I worked at 5 or 6 other properties, and then had the opportunity to be an assistant GM. I got that role because my general manager from like 3 hotels before recommended me, who I wasn't even speaking to anymore, but he was like, hey, you should look at this job. I applied, I got it, and it was all good. Brett Ellison is the man. And so, he still today is a mentor of mine. And so I heard a little bit of your story, Manuel, and it sounds like it's a little bit like that. But tell us how you got to know, to meet and get to know Evelyn. What's your history there? What are you up to now? I know that you're a general manager. Congratulations at a La Quinta Inn and Suites in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Good on you, man. Congratulations. And so, go ahead. Tell us how you got involved here.
Okay. So Miss Evelyn was my very first general manager. I got my start in hospitality from at Marriott at Courtyard, and she was the general manager there. She had been out for a while, and I was working front desk. I was working as a front desk agent. And so I love to tell the story. So she walks in. I didn't know who she was. I had literally just got hired, maybe been working like maybe 3 days by myself. She comes in and the market didn't look right. So she was like, what's going on with this market? I think you need to fix it. And I was like, who is this lady? And so she was like, And so she was like, I'm Evelyn, I'm the GM. And I was like, okay. So, I will say that we kind of got up to a rocky start. At the time, I was young. I was, a little bullheaded, I guess you would say. But over time, me and Evelyn, we became, she became more than just, a general manager. She became my friend. She became my mentor. And so once, right before COVID hit, I ended up moving to Baton Rouge. And that's when I got my break into management. And so going back to Evelyn, I was like, so Miss Evelyn, what do you think about this? She was always my go-to person because I wanted to emulate myself after her because I loved the way that she carried herself. I loved her professionalism. I loved, how she is dealing with people. And I wanted to be like that. So every time, I have a question about something, or every time I need advice on this, I go to Miss Evelyn. Like she's literally become one of my very close friends. So moving forward, I got an opportunity to be assistant general manager. Once again, I called Miss Evelyn, Miss Evelyn, what do you think about this? So she was like, go for it. Everybody was talking about the ceilings and stuff or whatever. For me, she raised my ceiling once again. I didn't think that I could be assistant general manager. I didn't think I was probably cut out for it. My dream always was to be a general manager. And she just kept pushing me forward, saying, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And so I went out, and applied. I got the jobs. I became assistant general manager. Then, out of the blue, one day she called me. She was like, brother, I got you. This position came up. It was for the Quinta Inn and Suites, brand new hotel. That was looking for a general manager. She said, I believe in you. I believe you can do it. Go for it or whatever. I went for it. I got it. And here I am,
Right,
5-6 months later, within my first 4 months of being on the job, we went from making $0. The whole first month that we were open, we probably had maybe 10 people. But from there, just listening to her advice, do it, do this, do that, go about it this way, go about it that way. Within those first 4 months, we've made over $500,000. And
Good
so
for you.
And so for me, that was a big accomplishment. Later on that same month, Wyndham nominated my hotel for Best of 2022. I mean, so we
Nice.
award-winning hotel now, and so it's her. My success is her success. My team's success is my success. So I feel like it's not me. I can't run a hotel by myself. I have people that I lean on. Miss Evelyn has been a big part of my life since 2020, since 2012. She's been a very big part of my life. Like I said, I go to her for a lot of advice, a lot of, mentoring. Like that's what she is to me. I thank God for her.
Uh, Congratulations on all of that and your and sharing your journey, Manuel. General manager, congratulations. You know, I'm sure you got some things next up. That ceiling no longer exists.
It no longer
So
exists.
best of luck. And you know, you're part of this family too, and I'm honored to be part of it too. And so I am with Evelyn hand in hand, wanting to lift you up and everyone on the call. So if there's ever anything that you all need in your career or income security, job security, that's what we're all about. And you saw a spark there by saying like, hey, I want to be like her. That's really cool. And then look at you, man, you're doing it. You know, so that is a lot of hard work. It's not easy, but it is a little bit easier when you got people like that looking out for you. And now you have your own team that's looking up to you in the same way.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now my housekeeping quick story, because we have our friend Tanika here. I was working at that hotel Foxwoods in the front office, right? And Al Barbado was the director of housekeeping. And he didn't, well, I was a little pushy on the front desk side against housekeeping. And, you know, is this room ready yet? I got this VIP. I got all that, you know, come on, Al. You know, we had walkie talkies and stuff like that back then. And so went on in my career. I moved down to Orlando and I start working for Hard Rock Cafe and some other great companies. And I start working at the Marriott airport in Orlando for interstate hotels. Had a great opportunity to be a guest services manager. And again, clashed heads a little bit with the director of housekeeping because I was kind of over on the front end. And until my general manager, one of my mentors, Wild Bill, if anyone of my friends are watching this, Bill Henderson, a amazingly and very popular Marriott and Interstate Hotel general manager. He was not a wild man. He was the mentor that I needed at that time in my life, and he took some chances not only on me, but he created a management training program that took. He eliminated hourly roles at many of the front line, and he just created management positions. Even if someone didn't really know how to do that role, and it was really amazing. So one of those roles that I took immediately was the a housekeeping manager job, and I have not butt heads with anyone in housekeeping ever again because that was I was very glad to have experienced that. Um, Laura was not only did I learn how housekeeping hands-on, but Laura she taught me Spanish. She took time to sit down with me every day at lunch. And I would watch her lips move. I would ask her everything, annoyingly so. And so I learned so much in about a year and a half there. And I didn't know it then, but I was very glad to have had it. So tons of respect for everything that hotel managers do. But as we wind down here, and bro, if people got to go, they got to go. That's fine. But I could stay on here for 5 hours and we won't. But the top of the pyramid, as we were talking about last week, John St. Omer was one of our special guests, and he is a very well-known hotel general manager. He runs a big Marriott in Philadelphia. He's an inspiration to me and many others. And he said that he recently was asked by a candidate for the front desk. He said, "What does your org chart look like?" And he said, to quote him, he said, "My org chart doesn't look like what you think it is. I'm at the bottom. It's an upside down pyramid, and all my housekeepers are up here at the top. And I'm here just making sure they're all right, kind of supporting them." And so, Tanika, honoring all housekeepers on the planet and also managers and doing what you do, especially after this pandemic and COVID. The things that you must have learned since then must be things that everyone should know about cleanliness and sanitation, masks and signage. It's a lot. And so I wanted to honor you and say hello. I hope to meet you in person someday. I have tons of respect for what you do. How did you meet Evelyn? What are you up to? How are you?
I'm Tanika, 29, 2 kids. So back in 2021, was it 21? Yeah. I was working somewhere and they weren't really treating me good. So somebody had gave me Miss Evelyn number and I reached out to her and I was asking her, like if I could come work here. So, she hadn't started yet, but she was getting ready to come. So she told me to come and I came and I've been here ever since I came. Miss Evelyn is somebody that I can look up to. Like I love Miss Evelyn. She's there for me anytime I need her. She motivates me. She seen something in me. She made me senior housekeeping. And senior housekeeping, that's I train anybody that comes in. I try to train them, with a good attitude like I have. I have actually got Employee of the Month because of my attitude. Miss Evelyn, she gave me Employee of the Month because of my attitude. Yeah, Miss Evelyn, she's just somebody that I just, really can look up to. I really love her. I don't have, it's nothing bad about her at all. Some people may think she's strict, but to me, I think she just wants to, push people where they need to be. Like she's just somebody that cares. Like she cares about everybody around her. We have Mother's Day dinners, Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, just stuff like that she doesn't have to do, but she does it because she cares about us. Yeah, she's just somebody that motivates you. Yes.
Thanks for sharing all that. You use the word strict in there too, and I've called people that before, and I've been called that before. And I used to think, and I think this is still true, that the best teachers, even I thought, that teacher's strict. I don't like that person, or that boss or supervisor, too strict. If they're coming from a good place and their intentions are good, it's just that their standards were higher than what I was comfortable with reaching for. And I was interpreting that as being strict. They believed in me, and the same way that Evelyn believes in you and supports you. So that touches me because I think as true, well-intentioned, heart-forward leaders, sometimes you can be labeled as being too strict. Just like Manuel said on there, like, hey, what's up with the market over here? It doesn't look good. You got to add some, make it more colorful, make it full, things like that. It's like, it's because that person cares. And this whole story here of connections, Evelyn, have to do with them knowing you, knowing that you care, and then you taking that to the next level and actually doing something like creating a company, like starting a nonprofit, or helping someone find a job. It's just what you do. We can start to wrap up here. Okay. So I wanted to say thank you for even picking up the phone when I contacted you via LinkedIn or responding to my message. I remember when the first time that you actually replied to my message, I was like, hey, I think you're amazing. Like, I just want to say hi, right? And you responded, you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad that you reached out and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, she responded. I was like meeting Michael Jordan, and like, I was like, wow, it's really cool. I'm really enjoying our friendship, and I want to that to turn into something even more and closer, and I'm going to make sure that it happens. To come full circle, of what we're doing here is on these live events. We also have a kind of a start of I guess what you might call a podcast. But Evelyn shared with me over the phone. She was like, Adam, we could be on here for 5-6 hours, talk about all these different stories and people. And I got like dozens of other people that I want to highlight. I said, well, we're going to do it. We are not going to stop. So we are going to have more conversations. We're going to record them. We're going to highlight other people. We're going to honor them. And the value of a person that is of service to other people, I think is the highest value. And also the world of, call it hospitality, is life-changing and influential to the world's culture and to world peace. I was mentioning to someone on the phone the other day about Conrad Hilton back in the 1950s. I posted it on the Hospiamo YouTube channel for what we call People Who Move Us. There's a channel on there that says People Who Move, and I got Evelyn, you are a person who moves along with your other people, meaning you move mountains. You create things that help you move mountains. And so Conrad Hilton in the 1950s, early 1950s, he was being interviewed by someone while he was opening up the first Hilton, maybe the only Hilton, but in Istanbul, Turkey, in like the early 50s. And he was asked about, hey, what are you doing in Istanbul? And so he talked about after World War II, the Marshall Plan, supported businesses that were globally minded to connect people, and hospitality and hotels was one of them. And so while he was being interviewed, they asked him, why do you do what you do and why are you here? And he very eloquently said that it has to do with world peace, because when someone walks into a hotel and they have a certain conviction or a thought or a culture that they're bringing with them, they're entering a hotel and it potentially has thousands of other people that are coming with their own culture, and it's their own attitudes and their own history. And when they convene at a place like a hotel, it can promote world peace. And so that is how I first was told that my first job with Hilton, shortly after my time with Marriott. And I said, wow, that is amazing that I'm in this industry, because this hard work that we do, housekeeping, right? Service, when pipes break, when hurricanes come, like you mentioned, Evelyn, right? Keeping it in the back of our mind, or in the front of our mind, hopefully, that we're doing this for a reason, and it connects us. And I find that frontline service people, not just in hotels, but restaurants, but hotels in particular, because people are there for at least 24 hours, right? So they're sometimes there for a lot longer. So there is a massive influence that we service people have in affecting and positively impacting the world's culture. Even if somebody walks in having a bad day and the front desk agent has a smile, and like Ariel was saying, it's what she's here for, and that she feels that, hi Ariel, you touched me with that because it's real. And you will never know, you, Ariel, and others, you'll never know how many people you affected. Whatever you think that number is, multiply it by about 1 million, because when you make someone else smile, they're going to walk away and they're going to make someone else smile. And so that multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. So we honor people that keep moving forward and that actually create things, companies, nonprofit companies, trucking companies, who I didn't even mention, Evelyn. You and your husband own a trucking company also. And it's like, can you just very quickly say the name of that? And if anybody has an interest in contacting you about that, how do they get in touch with you? And then I'll wrap up real quick.
ASW Logistics. So we We specialize in refrigerated. We have 53-foot van, refrigerated van trailers. So, and I'm strict on those. I'm strict on those drivers too.
I bet you are. When I first saw that video that we first saw in the beginning, I was like, I want to work for her, but now I'm like, oh, maybe I wouldn't be good enough for her.
Well, let me add this, Adam. In all honesty, Manuel is one of 23 general managers. I've been 12. My career is not as long as some others. 12 years. I've helped develop 23 GMs. 23, from front desk working with me, housekeeping working with me. I mean, 23. Probably in the hundreds of just regular hourly managers. And so you can look at it like it's strict, but it's really job security. And you, if as long as you're speaking standards, and the standards, it's not biased, it's not discriminatory. So when you're speaking at the Marriott, hey, 15-5 rule, you got to wave in 15 feet, you got to have eye contact in 15 feet, you got to wave in 5 feet, greet in 5 feet. That's standard. You got to have your name tag on. That's 32 points on the QA. So, the things that I speak is the things that the brand speak. And we all know that when the QA comes, the quality assurance comes from guest complaints. Everything that they're checking for is something that a guest complained about. So we're in the business of pleasing the guests. I like John's pyramid. I always call it my pyramid. Guest first, associate second, I'm last. But if we run it like that, we're all first. So it's not being strict. I always tell them, if you can work with me, you can work on Wall Street. Nobody's life is like a cocoon. Later on, you'll be a butterfly. But great leaders do not promote bad behavior. And John Quincy Adams said it best: if your actions inspire others to do more, dream more, and become more, you're a leader. And that's my signature in my email for years. That's what I teach my team. It's not a title. I don't walk around and say, hey, I'm the GM, I'm the GM, I'm the GM. I always tell my team, people should know who you are just by how you carry yourself. You need to have a name tag on because it's professional, but people should know who you are without your name tag at all times. And that's what I want to teach, and that's what I will teach. So I'm at 23 right now. I am counting. One of them is a VP of sales, actually. She was a front office manager with me. She said, you taught me how to work. So, and maybe in not such a good way, but yeah. So at the end of the day, before I leave this earth, I want to reach this goal of 60 people that I help develop just right here. And that's what I'm on. I'm counting them. If people say you don't keep count, I'm keeping count, because that's the goal I have. And those 60 reach 60. That's 120. Then you multiply that by 60. So that's what we want to do. We want to develop leaders. And again, I have a child here. I got a baby now. So I want to sow good seeds so where she can reap the benefits. We got to understand that our choices and the things we do going to affect our families, our friends, and you are your top 5 people. So in our huddles, we used to meditate, turn off the lights, do positive affirmations. And we always spend time, sometimes 30 minutes, 45 minutes on life stories, life lessons. I always tell them, you are your top 5 people. If you take your top 5 people and divide their salaries, the median is y'all make the same amount of money. And that's who you are. So this is not just employees to me. This is my family. This is my work family. A lot of us see our employees and each other more than we see our own family sometimes. Think about it. You got to travel to certain states to see your families. You see each other every day. So we got to respect each other. Yes, I have gossip policies they got to sign, dress code memos they got to sign, time memos they got to sign. So yeah, we're a little strict around here, but it's okay.
All good. You reminded me on the phone the other day, and you just said it again about don't promote bad behaviors, right? Rewarding good behaviors, like keeping those people close, but it's also on the other side, which is really it was Tanya who mentioned I think it was Tanya, right? The self inventory.
Yes.
And the self love, and it's hard to love yourself if you're keeping people around you that don't love you, or maybe not love themselves. And so promoting the good behavior, but not promoting bad behavior is also just as important. And so I'm glad that you mentioned that. So coming back to my brother and I was very sick in the hotel business in 2002, 3, and 4. I was working for a amazing company called BF Saul Hospitality in the Northern Virginia, DC area. I made a commitment to always mention them on these calls because of what they mean to me. And so I was sick. It was pretty serious, and they made a phone call to me when it got real bad. And my boss said, "Hey, I talked to the president, Mark Carrier, and we got you, man. Don't worry about it." I was really worried about my team, almost more than my health. I was worried about I was at a Hampton Inn, and he goes, "Your team is going to be fine. Your pay is going to be fine. We got you. You figure out you." My inventory at that time wasn't very great. And so they kind of replenished that with love and care. And then after I started to get a little bit better with my health, my brother was the one to push me. And he said, "We are doing this. And what this is the Enlightened Warrior Camp that we spent a week up in Canada." Oh my God. I was not ready. But he said, "We're doing this. I don't care." I was like, "I don't have any money. Then I'll pay. We're going." And we went, and that catapulted me into what you just reminded me of again, which was, I might get it wrong, bro, but we learned there many things. But one thing that I keep remembering is what you do here, you do everywhere. And there were some things that I didn't want to do during that training camp, and a lot of other people too, right? I mean, it was some hard physical stuff and hard mental stuff. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. And I kept saying, "Well, what you do here is you do everywhere." And I was like thinking about all those times that I didn't follow through with the things that I didn't think that I could do. And he was absolutely right. T. Harv Eker was the one who started that with Peak Potentials. And so, bro, thank you for pushing me always, and removing my ceiling at a very young age. So thank you. We're going to finish up here. To everyone that stayed on and went away, thank you. Charles, thank you. Ariel, thank you. Evelyn, thank you. Bro, Matt. Please extend, this will go on a continuous loop to remind everyone. I'm going to be adding all of your websites and email addresses so that people can contact you. I commit to you that if anybody contacts me, I'm going to send them directly to Evelyn and say, she knows how to get in contact. And so if there are no excuses of anyone that's watching this or listening to this, I just didn't know what that email address was. Nope. You type in Evelyn on LinkedIn and she's going to pop up. You type in Adam on LinkedIn, it's going to pop up. So you can find us. You can send us a message on LinkedIn if you want to. We're here. We are. It's going to be hard to top this, Evelyn. It's going to be hard to articulate in words your impact and your influence on others' lives. Congratulations on having a baby girl, 2-year-old. You have goals. I'm here with you. I want to help you achieve those things. And I can tell you, you have already helped me achieve some of mine. Thank you. Seriously. You got a lot of love here. I hope you absorb it and enjoy it. Thank you to everybody watching and listening. Bro, did I forget anything? Evelyn, is there anything that I forgot to mention? Charles, you're still on here. Are there any websites, or did we forget anything? No?
Just
So we're
thank
good.
y'all. Thank y'all so much. I apologize. I've been teary-eyed. I don't usually get emotional now, but I just appreciate everybody that came and took time out their busy schedules. Thank you for having us here. And we're just filled with joy. So just thank you.
Good. We'll leave it at that. Filled with joy. That means we got done what we wanted to get done today.
And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sean, Ashley. I see y'all, Loretta, Miss Joanne. Thank y'all so much for joining and staying on, and we appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
Thank
Ending
you
the
for doing
broadcast.
what you do, Evelyn. Thank you for doing what you do and lifting everybody up and raising all the ceilings, because it's amazing. It makes a difference. You know it. We all know it now, and now the world knows it. So
Right.
it's the next level for you.
Thank you,
Keep it
Matt.
going.
Thank you, Mr.
Keep doing
Charles.
what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, everyone. Thanks, Charles. Thanks, Ariel. Thanks everyone that joined, and thanks everybody for watching. And we will see you again soon. Thank you.
Have a
Thank you,
good
Matt.
day,
Thank
everybody.
you, bro. I love you.
Thank you, everybody.
We love y'all too.
Thank you. We love you.
Bye.